Hi, I'm Amanda and welcome to the Hot Plate. Today we're getting steamy in the kitchen making Caponata. I love Caponata. It might sound complex, but really I just like to think of it as a Mediterranean cooked salsa. We're just going to take eggplants and simmer them down with a bunch of sweet, savory spices, and then we can pair it up with bread, with red meat, with chicken, or with fish. We've got 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 medium-sized eggplants, 1 cup of chopped up red pepper and 1 cup of chopped up onion, 1 tablespoon of balsamic, 1 tablespoon of capers, we've got 1 teaspoon of dried thyme and a pinch of red chili flakes, kosher salt, pepper, and extra virgin olive oil. A lot of people ask me what to look for when buying an eggplant. Well, first of all, this is an eggplant, so say hello. The next thing you need to make sure is that you buy one that is medium-sized. You don't want one of the gargantuan eggplants because it means that it has a much larger seed pocket and those seeds have bitter juices. So the tips that we'll be showing you next help get those out, but here we're reducing the size of the seeds altogether. Now the next thing to look for is that you want a smooth, glossy skin. It kind of looks like a wetsuit and we don't want to have many blemishes. Finally, make sure that the tip of the eggplant doesn't look too dry or rotting. So these are the best tips, and now we'll show you how to cut and seed. We'll start by peeling the eggplant. Now again, the skin can be a bit leathery, so have some patience with it. Once it's completely peeled, we're going to remove the green tip and we'll discard that. Then we'll be making cuts lengthwise. We want these to be about a ½ inch thick. We'll then lay those flat and then come through it again lengthwise so that it's again ½ inch thick. Then turn all of those strips together and cut crosswise so that we have ½ inch cubes of eggplant. You can then repeat it with the second eggplant, and then we'll toss them all into a big colander set inside a sink. We'll toss the eggplant with about 1 to 2 tablespoons of salt, and we'll let it sit for about an hour. This is going to let the juices drain, but it's not to make them taste salty. Once the hour is complete, we're going to squeeze our eggplant dry of all of those bitter juices from the seeds, then wash them in cold water and squeeze them dry again. Now we're ready to start making our Caponata. Now we have a large non-stick skillet and we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to it over medium-high heat. Then we'll be adding our onions and our peppers and sauteing until slightly softened and translucent. This will take about 5 minutes. Once the onions and the peppers are soft, we'll add the thyme, the chili flakes, and the capers and give it all a stir. Add the brown sugar and give it another stir. Then season up the entire mixture with salt and freshly ground black pepper. We'll now add our water. Now we want to add just enough water so that it comes to the top of the eggplant but doesn't submerge them. So this could vary depending on the size of your pan and how much eggplant you're using. But we'll add that and we'll also add our balsamic vinegar. Then we'll bring the entire mixture up to a boil, then down to a simmer, and we'll let it simmer until all of the liquid has evaporated. Now, I like to do this, but it's optional. I like to actually mash it when it gets towards the end. So I'm just going to take a masher and very roughly and coarsely just give it a mash so that it comes together in a slightly clumpier consistency, which makes it easier for spreading on bread. So our Caponata at this point is all done. We can draw a nice clean line at the bottom of our pan, so we're going to be serving it up with some bread. Our Caponata is all done and I cannot wait to get a bite out of this. It smells amazing. Just the right amount of sweet, salty, it's got some meatiness because of all that eggplant. This is delicious whether you're using it as an appetizer or serving it with a main course. Thanks so much for checking out The Hot Plate. Make sure to check out this and all of our other episodes and recipes at thehotplate.com and updates on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thehotplate.